adding or multiplying, increasing the risk means you are good and Allah likes you. Or if Allah give it in a measure to you, limited, Allah basically devaluing you. Absolutely, this is not the way. Value to Allah and not value, it depends on Iman, as we said, in the inner world, in your Iman, in your heart and what you have inside you. This is where the value of you in regard to Allah. Those materialistic things are, as we can see, Allah manages them. Not tightly, nor extremely extended. Depend on His knowledge and how He sees you. What are the conditions you are in. يَرْزُقُ مَنْ يَشَاءُ بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ. You have to understand. Maybe if Allah wills, can send you sustenance from unexpected sources. And might be many of you have gone through these experiences many times. And just, I don't see any point that I'm going to get anything, and it's getting. We blame poverty on deen. We are Muslims and we should just live with little things and should be satisfied with what we have. And this is all backward mentality. You're Muslims, you should be just like the richest person in the world. Why not? Why you impose limits on yourself? Say, I'm lazy, I don't want to work hard, I want it to come just like that. That is your problem, but not the deen, nor Allah has said that's the way it is. You are going to be poor all your life. It does not. Until you try, and as we said, until you try and try and try. And there is no doubt about it, if you try enough, Allah will extend, Allah will extend, Allah will multiply, Allah will increase. And that is what the verse said. So people should never put limit on themselves and blame it on Allah and the deen. Or accept to be lazy and put blame on Allah or deen. Or use unlimited means to receive rizq. Let's say you have a degree, right? The degree is going to give you only this amount of rizq. So you are a teacher. Okay, a teacher is going to have 30,000, 40,000. You say Allah make it million, it will never happen. You have to do something else. So you take these means, which is already known, limited. You are a teacher. And the teacher, according to the conditions, Allah says, this is how much can get. Maybe 40,000. And you keep praying, Ya Allah, my rizq is limited. Ya Allah, increase it. It will not increase. Do something else, a change. And get another job, another degree, get a farming, get a business, get a shop. You have to multiply the means of acquiring rizq. Then say, Allah give me, Allah will give you. There's no doubt about it. Allah listen, and Allah sees, Allah all-knowing, and Allah promised to give, to multiply, to extend, to add. But you have to have the right means. Or somebody didn't even have a degree. Read and he said, what are you doing? I'm just working, say, in McDonald's or somewhere. Ya Allah, make me rich. Well, if you are going to work for Walmart or Sam's or McDonald's, there is no way you can be rich. You barely can pay the bills. Okay? And so you have to change the conditions where they are having the potential for expanding the rizq. And then say, Ya Allah, fill it up, then Allah will fill it up. The pond is big. Say, Ya Allah, rain, Allah will rain and fill it up. You have a little container, say, Ya Allah, give me millions. No, I'm not going to give you. It's going to be wasted. Yes? You raise your hand? Oh, okay. This mentality basically has put Muslims in a bad conditions, and they blame the deen and Quran and Islam on it. Muslims are poor because they are poor in understanding their deen. not because Allah has restricted the risk. Muslims limited in all these worldly matters because they have taken the wrong means. And asking Allah to change. Allah will not change. You have gotten this degree. You want Allah to give you another degree, just send it from heaven, say, okay, I'll change your teaching degree to a doctorate. But we know if you from day one went to doctor, you will get more money. You know it, that's for sure. According to the conditions you are in.
Yes.
So, it's not Allah who's restricted your risk. You have chosen one way, and if you are a teacher, still your risk is as equal to the doctor, or maybe more. Why? Because you are a teacher, your risk is not just money. You change life. You are a factory of human being. The doctor doesn't do anything. Really. All what he got, what money got, that's all. Or maybe people feeling good about it. But you are a teacher, you are basically a factory of mankind. This is how we make men, how we make generations. So your risk is greater million times, multiple. Because this person will become good and the next one is good, and all this is part of your risk. So it's not the 40,000. It is the 40 million people being affected by your knowledge and behaviors. That's how much you risk. That's how much you reward. That's how much impact in this life and the hereafter. But the problem, as we said, we just have our eyes set on money, and so most of the time we take the wrong means and say, well, we have to believe Allah has just given. Allah wants you to be poor. Tell me where Allah said you wanted to be poor. There is none. Listen to the verse again. Certainly.
Allah Ta'ala enlarges, increases, multiplies the risk, the provision for whom Allah wills. And Allah decreases, restricts, straightens for whom He wills. Verily, Allah is ever all-knower, all-seer of His slaves.
So basically, don't ever stop or give up trying to change. If you want to change, your conditions can be changed. With no doubt about it, when you do enough trial and you hit the right means, it will change. There is no doubt. That actually the Quran said this, the materialistic things in this world are not restricted to anybody. Not restricted. Even to Kafir or Muslims, everything in this world is not restricted. So long you acquire it the right way. And the way that is having the potential to, logically, as we said, that you have a means. Look to the farmers, as we said the example, the farmers have a big reservoir, has the farm, 500 acres. Okay, Allah said, I want risk. Allah said, take it. Okay, just cultivate, put the seeds. The seeds maybe what? Half a ton? And Allah said, okay, you are going to get 5 million tons. This is one that many Muslims, they have very limited means to receive risk, and they want it to become the biggest risk on the world. It will never happen. Allah doesn't like wasting. And so He's going to put it in your container, it is full and overflowing, it is wasted. Allah will never do that. Miqdar. Say, I will give you in measures. Okay, you have this, I'll give you according to that. Is that clear? So we Muslims basically need to wake up and drop this laziness and backward mentality. Work like anybody else, and Allah said, guaranteed you will be better than anybody else. Guaranteed you will be better than anybody else. Work like this Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Asians, you will be better than them. Guaranteed better than them. But this one need basically total deprogramming, the mental of Muslims. I mean, to get this into head of Muslims, you have to deprogram them, because they are already programmed. And they only hear from the khutbah, oh, the Prophet ﷺ used dry bread, and 3 months never cooked anything, only the water and dates. Why, you are not better than the Prophet, just be like that. This is all out of context, really. It has nothing to do with poverty. You are teaching them laziness. The Prophet never was lazy. Was working like a belt of the machine day and night. And he was given. You want to be a king, Allah will tell you make it. You want the mountain of Uhud to be gold, I'll give it to you. But he said, no, I take it, but deposit, save it for me. He told Allah, yeah, just save it for me for the next life. I don't need it now, so I'll just live with this minimum, but everything I have to save it for the next life. And the Sahaba, same thing. But they were not lazy, nor they were poor. No. All who were taking the means to change their conditions. You remember Abdurrahman ibn Auf? He arrived to Medina, refugee, doesn't have food for tonight, no place to stay. Okay? Well, what he said, I'm here in the masjid of Rasulullah, I'll just stick in the masjid, I'm poor, Allah made me poor, I'll be poor. No, he just went to the people of Medina and said, how do you make money? They say, well, very simple, say we just collect wood and go and sell it. Say, okay, he borrowed money to buy an axe and go and collect wood and start selling. And then how you make money? They would travel to Sham on the camels and we bring this, same and good and sell it. Say, well, I'll do the same thing. Within few years, become the richest person. How come? Huh? Yeah, and just follow people. Say, we buy camels, we load them with merchants from here, go to Sham, sell it, and do the same thing, and said, I'll do it. I don't know how to make a change in the mind of Muslims, but if they don't change, then nothing is going to change, right? If إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغير, your conditions of poverty will never change until you change your mentality and your action and your behavior. It will change, can be. Poverty can be eliminated. It's not something impossible. Can be eliminated from the life of the Muslims and all others if they only, just as Abdurrahman, go and ask Koreans, how you become rich? They will tell you how. Go and ask Chinese or Japanese or Indians or anybody, how? Or European, they will tell you how. But you don't want to do the same way. Okay. 31. Now this is one of the consequences of, okay, I'm poor, and then I will extend this suffering to someone else. I will suffer the poverty, but also I will extend it to others. What's your 31?
And kill not your children for fear of poverty. Allah Ta'ala should provide for them as well as for you. Surely, certainly, the killing of them is a great sin.
Those who plan their life, they can have as many as they want children, and each one of them is not in a state of poverty. And there are examples of that. Those who are lazy have this mentality, measure things by materialistic world. If I have 10 children, how much I'm going to pay for school and tuition and health care and all these things, then they are going definitely to be poor. So I better not have them, just abort them. Okay? First of all, here the society measure everything by money. Relationship, marriage, children, family, morality, all has a price on it. Dollar amount. Because those values that we are exploring, it's not there. They dropped them long time ago. And everything, really, everything in this life, whether it is moral, ethics, social, family, all they have a dollar value for it. And if you're going to do that, then definitely you cannot afford to have so many children, and you have to have treasure in order to raise them and to bring them up. Now, if you think that way, then you are going to, basically the only solution is just abort them. And that's what Allah said, kill them. You can have children, just get rid of them. As if you are Allah, as if you are God who sent their sustenance. Now at the same time, there are opportunities. Kids comes, and you're already prepared. You have investment, or you have a scholarship, or you have charities, or you have inheritance, or you have grants, or you have all these means to teach them, and once they become learned, every one of them will bring income. Every one of them will bring income. And that income is enough for them and you and everybody else. So we have to have what? What they call it? Seeding money. If the farmer doesn't have the value, the money to buy the seeds, say, Ya Allah, I want rizq, but I'm not going to buy, even to invest seeding money. I'm not going to buy the seeds. Okay, how Allah is going to give you rizq? Huh? Yeah, will rain and rain, but nothing was seeded. So everything has a seeding money, has to be there. But how much the seeding money in regard to this field when you harvest? Is there any way to compare it? It's not. Well, a children is greater than the field of corn or wheat. But you have to have in mind that you have to have seeding money. Okay? We're going to have a child, and here the seeding money. Whatever seeding money is required, I have to figure out the source for it. And it will work, and it's working for everybody. It will not happen that the field will grow without seeds. It will not, yeah, it will grow weeds. It will grow something bad, but nothing good. And so I have to take a charge. And I have actually to prepare good seeds. And I have to be able to pay that seeding money. Everything in this life need that seeding money. And that is the portion of human being, their effort. Do something, Allah said. Do something. Just collect the seed and put them there. And see what Allah is going to do. But you don't want to do any of that, then nothing is going to happen. So, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ خَشْيَةَ إِمْلَاقٍ نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُهُمْ وَإِيَّاكُمْ In the righteous generation, they used to think of the children as the greatest investment. Your children, once they become grown, they are source of all kind of help and happiness. They are righteous, they are learners, they are teachers, they are traders, they are all kind of wealth you can imagine. And that's why every Sahabi has what, 10, 12, 15, and all of them were all form of wealth. Knowledge, Islam, righteousness, jihad, trade, travel, teachers, scholars, all sorts of wealth. You just have to endure that period where they become productive. And that is our responsibility as parents to prepare them until they become 18, 20. And at that time they turn around and they become productive. Some they become productive earlier than that. Definitely, as we know today, the society, dismantled this functionality of family and father and raising. It is dismantled, total. Okay? Family, fatherhood, raising, educating, preparing is dismantled. Even when your children become productive, still they don't owe you nothing and they don't care about you. Because it is dismantled from the root to the top. This social structure dismantled total. And that's why really there are some parents, they think it is waste of time. Why I spend the money on him? It's waste of time. It's waste. Get out of here. I'll save my money. And some, get married. He said, no, wife is going to come and take your money. I'm not going to get married. At least I have my money here and count it day and night. Wallahi, there are some Muslims here. When you get married, I wish to have a wife. Okay, get married. He had all the money on all investment and retirement and all of this. He said, money, woman can only take your money. Subhanallah. This man, he's over 70. And he get all this money, afraid to get married. Why? The wife is gonna come and take the money. Well, you're gonna die, brother. You're gonna die. What the money is for? Wallah, I can't understand. No children. Oh, no, my children, I don't have anything to do with it. They will get nothing out of it. Okay, you're gonna die. Why all this money? No. He said, this time I'm not going to go on vacation. Why? Because I took some money from my saving in Boeing or something. So I'll just save this money and put it back. Put it back for what? Wallahi, there are some here. Here, they come and pray. Huh? It's.
Chef, and the thing is, a lot of times too, like I just see like the people don't invest in their training the children, so then they don't see it's not productive for them. Like
right.
They don't.
If you invest basically, you educate them and raise them properly. They are the source of all wealth. Will be educated, will have a job, will be a doctor, will be an engineer, will be a teacher, and will be a righteous. Because the Prophet ﷺ will pray for you, will take care of you, will come back to uplift you on his head. Just like the Yusuf, what he did to his parents. Alayhi salatu wasalam. وَرَفَعَ أَبَوَيْهِ عَلَى الْعَرْشِ. He raised them on the throne. And he said, it's my duty now. And that way in Islam, make sure you raise them righteous. So no matter what they do, still they are going to be the safety net for you. And they will bring all kind of wealth. One person, has 11 children. And raised them. Each one of them already designed their life from the beginning. He doesn't want them to do one thing so they might become jealous. Okay, all will be doctor, all will be engineer. No. Has designed to each one of them different field. And brought them up. Now the 11th of them, every one of them is a successful example in his field. Has the wealth and success and leadership in his field, has nothing like this. This is brother in this way, this way. Some of them millionaire. 3 of them have been millionaires in their areas. And then he just passed away when he brought them here in front of him, and he talked to each one of them is exemplary in succeeding in his field, and all happy. They take care of their parents and take care of the whole village. Yeah, this is the greatest achievement. Why you kill the babies? Why you abort them? Are you crazy? And so, today, you know that abortion is big in this country. And the reason, as we said, the reason that this mentality, two reasons. One, everything in this life, according to the value of this society, has a dollar value to it. Everything. Child, dollar value. Wife, dollar value. Friendship, dollar value. Neighbors, dollar value. Prayers, dollar value. Church, everything has a dollar value. And so when they calculate that, well, I can't offer it. I love the money. Even those who have money, still I can't offer it. I better preserve my money. Let's get these children out, or don't have them any. The other thing is, as we said, the social structure, the fabric of the society being destroyed and dismantled. Totally. Brotherhood, sisterhood, parents and children, family, extended family, kinship, all of these being dismantled to the point. There is no relationship between you and anyone else. It's individualism, extremism in individualism. You owe your parents nothing. You don't feel you owe them anything. And you don't feel you have to give them anything. Go after your own life and let them suffer the way they want. And some parents really do not even care about their children. Basically, since the law forced them to take care of them for a certain period of time, well, because I have to, otherwise I'll get them long time and go out of my place. And so the children, they just pay back. Yes, you basically tolerated me, you hated that, and you get me out of your way, I'm out of your way. There is nothing between me and you. So these are two problems. We are Muslims, should be able to have been not affected by this. There is not value, dollar value in anything in our life. As I just said, the teacher. You are a teacher if you look to your work, your job, your effort by dollar value, you are deemed to live in poverty. Because the maximum you can get $40,000. And that's the end of it. But if you look, as we say, you are a teacher, what do? Compare yourself as a teacher to a doctor. Well, a doctor will make this person, will alleviate the pain of this person. And the good feeling will be there until the person dies. Everything belonged to the doctor is died. Finished. But you are a teacher. And you manufacture, design this human being. And this human being made a family, friends, or become a teacher. And has went on influencing. All of these should be dollars in addition to your 40,000. So 40,000 and you have 40 million hasan. 40 million good connection. 40 million impact in the society. All of it, this is on top of the 40,000 you get a year. That's how is your risk. So you are much better, you are richer with no doubt than any doctors. And it will never vanish your wealth. Because everybody will influence everybody. The doctor, their wealth is finished the day they die or their patient died. All it is gone. Either I died or my patient died. It's gone. That's the end of it. Teacher is immortal. Teachers are immortal, never dies. Their action and impact and good things continue for life. So why don't think of that? So thinking, today there's a teacher, oh my God, everybody looks down upon teachers. And feel sorry for them. Because they're going to live in poverty. Because everything is valued by God. But this is not true. The worst is what? Religious. You are sheikh. Oh my God. You have to live in poverty. I will never do this. What I get out of it? The sheikh is richer than anyone else. Really, the billionaire in this life and the year after is the one religious person. If he is on the right path, and the connection with Allah, he is the master of wealth in this life and the hereafter. Never end his wealth and hasanat and deed and rank with Allah. Never stop anywhere, has no limit whatsoever. Everyone else has limits. But if you are carry the message of Allah, you have no limit to how much Allah will grant you and multiply and extend, and how much you can earn. There is no limit. One word or one hadith or one person, you never know how much it's going to give you. So the minute, as he said, the minute we take this mentality of the society, everything put on it a dollar sign value. Definitely. Why we have to have imam? Anybody can pray. Why you have to? We'll come together and have someone to pray. But why would we get to save money? Yeah. Okay. طيب, is that okay? Yeah, there are people who said, well, we didn't have to have imam. Why? We save money. Just anyone can read the prayers and that's the end of it. We have to save money. Save money for what? You don't want to listen to the Quran? No, it has no dollar value to it. I come to pray and listen to good haram. Forget about it. Save the money and let the imam go. إن ربك يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء ويقدر إنه كان بعباده خبيرا بصيرا ولا تقتلوا أولادكم خشية إملاق نحن نرزقهم وإياكم إن قتلهم كان خطأ كبيرا ولا تقربوا الزنا إنه كان فاحشة وساء سبيلا. The more we encounter those moral value, we see our society went straight against it. Okay? This next one, 32.
And come not near to the unlawful, zina, illegal sexual intercourse. Verily, it is a fahisha. It is a grave, grave sin. Anything that transgresses his limits is a great sin. And leads one to Jahannam unless Allah forgives. And that's the translation.
Yeah, fahisha. Basically, we lost the meaning of fahisha with the English. But okay, let's take one by one. I want you to listen to it again. What Allah said? Now listen to the English. Can you give full attention to the first word?
And come not near.
What?
And come not near.
Okay. How about free mixing? How about girlfriend and boyfriend? How about makeup? How about not dressing? How about flirting? How about... It is just the opposite. So don't come near. But we do everything in our capacity and power to bring them near. We do the opposite 100%. So, a human being basically rebel against Allah, thinking is going to win anything. Okay. You don't want to listen. We said, come near. We will make everything possible to come near zina. Okay? The other day they were trying this general in the army and said adultery in the army is forbidden, but in the civil society is not forbidden. So if he was tried in a civil court, this is not a crime. He's cheating on his wife. But because he's in the army, so something here is haram, something here is halal. Basically, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, do not come near. And I want you to imagine how you can implement this without hijab. and modesty, and no free mixing, and no girlfriend, boyfriend, and no makeup, and no people without mahram. How can you implement it without those conditions?
Put it on
Beautifying.
and all.
Yeah.
Trying to live hot.
They are already beauty, and then you make an also addition on top of that artificial beauty. You paint them. So if Allah said this, and we did just exactly the opposite, not the opposite just with one thing, in everything possible, what we are going to learn from this? Now, zina is everywhere. What we are getting out of this zina? Tell me, what's good is for the society of the zina. That is, you make it common, and you enhance it, you enforce it, you protect it, you police it, you nourish it, you bring people together in the best manner that they can be attractive to one another. Tell me good things come to the society out of it. Fine. What is the good things out of the zina? Anybody can tell me? What's the good things? The society benefit from it. What is it? Really, I need just some benefits.
Dollar value.
Huh?
Dollar. Make money.
Okay, that's a good one. The makeup store, the salon, the shoes, the high heel, the whatever it is. Yeah, so it is economic value, dollar value. Maybe. But this dollar value for some, not everybody. The rest of the society suffer from it. Why? Because transmission, whatever STDs, medical expense, sickness, and not only that, children out of 50%, 50% of second generation out of food. No father known to them. What kind of person? You can understand this child who is born and he doesn't know who is he or she is not a normal person. Is not. Is a person full of anger and wrath and rage. And that's what you see it in the society. Yeah.
The prison industrial complex is in existence just for these facts that you just stated. You have all these people that are growing up and they have no clue. They're angry, they go out, they commit crime, and they feed the system. And the big money in that's $1.
I know, but this money can be, you can make money in different ways.
True.
Why? Why we only want to make money out of filth, out of destruction, out of destroying the personality? Why? There are many other ways you can make money. Right?
I don't believe they have it in them.
Right. But that is why you listen to the verse, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا. Don't come near. And the only meaning comes to my mind, the Islamic modesty, where men separated, women are modest, dressing, and no makeup, no mingling, no flirting, no girlfriend, no free mixing. That's the only way you can do it. That's the only way. Well, if, as we said, they are insisting in any value out of it, I don't see any value. Even the money that you make out of it, you spend it on something else, okay? You make a mixing and adultery, so the woman get pregnant, and then abortion, and then medical, and then transmitted diseases, and all of these. So whatever money you make it from here, it will go on the other side, and might be worse, and people in pain and suffer. And these diseases is spreading all over the places. And probably you have heard that there is now new AIDS. A new
Like AIDS,
disease,
right?
HIV, yeah. You have heard it? No? There is a new one been discovered in some countries, and especially in the United States. and it is just 2% different than the one that we know. Okay, 98% similar to the virus of HIV, similar 98%. 2% is different only. And happens between the same-sex marriage only. And especially between women. When they marry another woman, this virus is, and they cannot understand how. Because it has to be transmitted through fluid, through some, but the woman and the woman, how they can transmit fluids? And there is nothing known about it, there is no cure, and they don't know even what kind of changes happen to that little virus that we have been in war and fighting to get rid of it, which is HIV. And we think like we are getting on control, on top of it, and suddenly just change itself, the same. The genes of it, just a 2% change. And it is a now new crisis. Getting everywhere, and we don't know what to do with it. Yeah? It was all over the news. They already discovered in Philippines, in Houston, 2 cases, and basically all of these women marrying women. They think they're going to win the war against Allah. Right? This is how much time and money spent on fighting AIDS, right? I'm feeling so, how there is a hope on this, and much money and a lot of expenses for the drugs and all these things. And Allah said, okay, well, it's in just one thing, 1%. 98% is similar. The genes of this 2% different, and we don't know how it changed and how it is coming to be there and how it is transmitted. Basically, if you are in a state of war with Allah, Allah will make your life miserable. That's what is it. Their life is miserable and will never end until they make, they call it advancement in one area. It just doesn't have Allah to create a new one. No, just in one little changes. And okay, take another 100 years to find it, and so on and so forth. So we as a Muslims need to listen what Allah is saying. وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا. So you better listen to Allah. Anything is going to lead to zina, you better believe it is haram. And it is totally pure evil. Anything is going to lead to zina is purely evil, rebellious against Allah, and it is a door to Jahannam. You need to think of taking this verse and implement it in yourself and your family and all the Muslim community. وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا. So zina by itself is forbidden, but also all means leading to that haram are haram. And you take it from here and you implement it. Without those, as we said, that cushioned to keep the society on high ground, away from evil and destruction, is just the Muslim modesty. Where you remember what Abdullah Hakim said. He said, if you look to a man or a Muslim man or Muslim woman wearing modesty, if you look at them, they're giving you a message. And they are telling you, deal with my mind, don't deal with my body. If a woman comes with all this attractive, seductive clothes and makeup, and seductive word and smiling and looking and flirting, giving you a message. What is the message? Deal with my attraction, not with me as a person and my mind. That's what the message. Because he approaches me in this fashion, seductive, provocative. So the message I got, and that's why rape and whatever, sexual harassment, for all of this, because the way its approach is basically, in a way, giving you a message, even if the man have muscles and wear those like this brother. What do you call those?
Tank top.
Yeah, and do like this in front of the woman. He giving her a message. Deal with my body. That's what is it. Don't forget about my mind. Deal with my body. Well, some they believe the message and start to deal with the body.
Then they have to deal with the mind inside the body.
But if you or he or she comes in a modest way, there is nothing flashy. They give you a message. Yeah? Let's intellectually get into work. Leave attraction. This is not attraction. And they tell you business is business. Yeah, business is business. Tuck, 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 tuck. What is this business is business? ولا تقربوا الزنا إنه كان فاحشة وساء سبيلا. Everything you do in contradicting this verse is a sin. Everything. Whether you smile, you blink, you show your muscles, your muscularity, any form of attraction that's provocative, different ideas on the other person, it's a sin. Basically, it's a sin. Because Allah said, لا تقربوا. And we said those in this surah, here halal, here haram. And He said, do not come near. Coming near is haram, is forbidding, is a sin. Coming near, by any means, is a sin. Even if it didn't lead to the zina itself. Just coming near to the sin is a sin. And that's why Muslims, you cannot go to the bar, you cannot go to sitting where they serve wine, you cannot, all of this, you cannot have a woman and man without mahram in seclusion. All of these sin because the Quran said just. Let's say you are in extreme need to money, poverty, and you need money. And then you are getting hold of money that nobody cares about. Nobody knows how much. Nobody knows anything, and you will never ask about. What are you going to do? You are in desperate need, and it is there, and nobody is aware, and you know for sure you will never be questioned about it. What are you going to do? Well, because you will be weak to control yourself and to say haram. You want. And many will just say, well, even if it is haram, I will repent later. Remember the brothers of Yusuf? When they were angry of the Yusuf, they said, well, we know killing is haram, but we'll just do it and repent. We'll have to do it. We have to get rid of Yusuf. So, if you are left alone, in seclusion, with something you are in need desperately to, temptation will take over you.